All right, hello guys. We are back here with Finn again, doing
Hey
another
everyone.
doing another kind of game review for the NFL from this past playoff weekend. I'm not gonna lie, last wild card weekend was good. The last two games were kind of duds, and the divisional round came around. First game good, the next two were duds. I mean, in this Bears Rams game, really kind of stole probably like the crowd for the divisional weekend, and we'll talk about all the games. But we are going to start with the Bears and Rams because that's the game that just happened, like ended probably 3 hours ago, and we got all the stuff everything we need. So I'll let kind of Finn start with this game, of how this will.
Yeah, what an incredible game. I mean, really just game of the weekend, I guess. I mean, actually, I don't know. There were two really good games, but this was an incredible matchup. I think in our predictions video, we knew that it was going to be really difficult. And I
You had a
think we
tough
both
time
stated
with this
that.
one.
I had a tough time with a lot of games this weekend. I think I went 1-3 on my picks. This one I was wrong about. But I mean, it was really close up until the fourth quarter. And then, actually, no, even then it was close.
Yeah,
But
it
the
was it was a
Rams kind of
dogfight
broke away.
all the way.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, the box score makes his game look a bit closer than it was, if I'm being honest. I think kind of just going into the last 3 minutes, it felt like the Rams really had this game on lock, especially with that last stop that they got, kind of, I guess, like right before the 2 minute warning. It really felt like this game was going to be over. And then the Bears, I mean, kudos to them because they are kind of just the comeback kids and they have been all season. I think that Caleb pass was a bit lucky. I don't mean to take too much away from him. I mean, amazing pass, amazing play. But if you look at the box score, he didn't play too well and he had quite a few interceptions and mistakes. But still, really great performance from the Bears. And I'm excited to see what they'll do next year.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, if I'd have been on a team to win the Super Bowl next year, the Bears would probably be my bet. But yeah, so I want to start with Caleb Williams, and I know the numbers don't look great. 23 of 42, 257, two touchdowns, three interceptions. One interception was on fourth down, so that's basically like a punt. Can't really get mad about that. Um,
Yeah.
so he's gonna get a lot of shit for throwing that last interception. But I will say, luck or not, Caleb Williams was the reason why the Bears were still in this game. He went through a lot of
Yeah.
shit this year with, oh, was he the guy? Was he not? These past 2 weeks, even though on paper, not so good. If you watch the games, I mean, he's the guy. He is the guy for the Bears. He is kind of the reason they were still in. I mean, like I kind of agree with you. When the Rams stopped them before the 2 minute warning, and the Rams had the ball, and all they really needed to do was get a first down, and it was the game over, and the Bears stopped them. I thought, before the Bears stopped them, it's over. And I, questioned some of the
Yeah.
play. I actually questioned a lot of the play calling in this game, but also it was -9 degrees. So don't
Yeah.
really know what you're supposed to do about that. But Caleb Williams, I mean, I mean, I don't know what it is with him in second half. So it was like this at USC too. He played his tail off. And I mean, I want to give credit to the Rams too. A guy that's not going to get talked about enough is Kyron Williams, 21 carries, 87
He
yards, three
carried this
touchdowns.
game.
I mean, he ran physical. Like he's a like
Yeah.
most physical I've seen him run.
Yeah, definitely in the playoffs, probably all season. I mean, I think the really great thing about the Rams today that they proved is that they will be physical, and then when it comes down to it, they can make really big plays. But not only that, there's so many guys on this team who could step up. It's ridiculous. Like Puka could step up. Devontae stepped up big time. Like what
Oh
a
yeah,
catch. Maybe
and
catch,
Puga
which
too.
is crazy. Yeah, Puka as well. I mean, that what's crazy is that that might not even be catch of the weekend because of that Patriots catch, but we'll get to that
Mhm.
from Devontae. But I mean, just an amazing comeback or not comeback, but kind of just to persevere through all of the Bears' relentless comebacks.
Yeah, and and I don't want to get into too much of like the Rams Seahawks matchup because we're gonna have a couple of videos this week. Finn and I are gonna preview it. We're gonna have
Yeah,
Dev tomorrow talking about it, and we also gonna have Marlon who from Rams Talk coming on. So we're gonna have like a lot of stuff covering that game. But I will give credit to the Rams. Last week against the Panthers, they won a shootout. This week they won a low scoring game. Like I know the score's 2017. It's a low scoring game. Going in with 5 minutes left in the fourth, it was 10-10. So
yeah,
I mean, this was a great game. A lot of people will say this is game of the weekend. I probably would say the Bills-Broncos was, which we're going to get into in like 30 seconds. But just final thoughts on this game, and I'm going to be honest, just one last thought of mine. The Bears have nothing to kind of hang their head over. The Rams are a great
yeah,
team. The Rams were my Super Bowl pick in the preseason to represent the NFC, and in the playoffs, they were my Super Bowl pick. I don't feel great about that now. And sorry, one more thought. It's kind of funny. You and like we both kind of switch up our picks, going like last week I was thinking Bears were going to beat the
yeah.
Rams and and you said Rams and we switched up. I think I went 3-1 this week. The only game I got wrong was Texans-Patriots. Or sorry, no, no. I
Yeah.
said Patriots were gonna win. I switched up last second. Bills-Broncos. My bad. Um,
Yeah, nobody got that game right. I mean, Bills Broncos was just. I mean, I don't have much to build off of what you said. I agree. I think Bears, the expectations weren't too high this season. You did exactly what you're supposed to do. You lost to an amazing team, one that could win the Super Bowl. So there's not much to be sad about here. Honestly, way more to be happy about with their performance this season.
yeah. All right. So turnovers seem to be the theme of the weekend going into the Bills-Broncos game. Broncos 33, Bills 30. Bills 5 turnovers, 3 fumbles, 2 interceptions. And this game was, I mean, I'll kind of let you start with this one. One of the best games I've seen this year.
This is one of the best games I've seen in years. I mean, if you're making a list of the top 10, maybe top 15 games of the last, 5 years or 2020s, this game deserves to be on there. This is such a dramatic game. It was incredible. I mean, just a lot of stories going into this game, but I think the main one being Josh Allen. Like, obviously everyone's saying it. This was his year. This was,
Mhm.
no Chiefs, no Burrow, no Lamar. I mean, what else could you possibly ask for? And then I mean, I like Josh Allen, so I don't mean to be too demeaning, but he blew it. He completely blew it. I think he had 4 turnovers, which some of them weren't his fault, but the fact that he had 3 that were pretty arguably his fault is ridiculous. And I
The one
think
at the end of the
um,
first half, that was a big blow.
that was horrible. I mean, who are you throwing to? You should just go down. Just
Yeah,
take it. Just take it. I mean, not take a knee, but slide. Do something. Go out of bounds. Like, just don't do anything but throw the ball backwards.
yeah. And yeah, whether you meant to throw it or not, that still remains a mystery. But I will say the Bills in this game went up 7-3 or 7-0 very early. And the Broncos, I
Yeah,
think, punter kicked the field goal. They got the ball back. They were James Cook fumbled. I think, in my opinion, that changed the momentum of the game. Because James Cook, I mean, he ended up having still a very good game, but he was on fire in the first quarter. And I'm going to be honest, if James Cook doesn't fumble, the Bills score that drive because they were unstoppable to that point. Bills go up,
yeah,
let's just say 14-3. Doesn't look good for the Broncos at that
yeah,
point. I mean, I think that fumble, everyone's going to talk about the 2 Josh Allen interceptions, his fumbles, because I mean, he had 4 turnovers. I'd say one of them wasn't his fault because he just got strip sacked. Can't do much about that when you're
yeah.
playing the
That's what
best
I was
defense
thinking
in the
of.
league. But I think that James Cook fumble, I really don't want to shit on him because he did have his best game, probably in the playoffs he's had, like after
Yeah.
like a very disappointing performance last week from him. But if he doesn't fumble with that, I think we're having a very different conversation here.
Well, I mean, just kind of building off what you said, there are so many things that happen in this game that you could say, I mean, you could just be like, oh yeah,
Shoulda,
well,
coulda,
if this
woulda,
didn't
yeah.
happen, then the Bills are, yeah, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Bills are, either going to the Super Bowl or at least the AFC Championship. And I mean, like James Cook had some really big time moments. He had some really good runs. I mean, he was arguably the best offensive player. I mean, Josh Allen wasn't, so it'd have to be
He had a
him.
big reception
Um,
too. Like,
yeah, yeah. Well, he had a mass reception, but the thing that I keep coming back to that I'm sure everybody can predict is that controversial call with Cooks. I don't know where you
oh,
stand on this. We haven't talked about it yet, but I think that is a ridiculous call. And the same thing happened today with the Bears, and it wasn't ruled an interception. So I just think the reffing in that game was really good up until maybe the fourth quarter. Like the refs were letting the players be physical, which I love. Like that is playoffs football at its finest. But you have to be consistent with your calls at the very least. And there are just so many things that happen in the fourth quarter, and then overtime that kind of just rub me the wrong way. And the Broncos deserve this win. They 100% should get credit for this win. The defense was good. Bo Nix was amazing. I'm really sad he got injured. I mean, he was just big time. He had some really big
he
time
was playing
plays.
his best football in the past 3 weeks.
It's the best football he's played in his life, I think. I mean, there's
Yeah,
just so many big time moments in this game.
and I was
But
scared for
I
him. Can I add in on the Bo Nix thing
yeah,
real fast? I was
yeah,
scared because
yeah,
when the Broncos had a bye, Bo Nix was playing the best football he's played, and I was worried because I thought they were going to come out flat, which they kind of did. But I mean,
yeah,
he really recovered. I mean, I'll pull up his stats: 26 of 46, 279, 3 touchdowns, an interception. Also had like 29 yards rushing, but those were 29 big
yeah,
yards. I mean, it was a
yeah.
lot of third down, second down scrambles. But you can kind of continue on Bo Nix, then I'll give my opinion on the penalties.
I mean, that was basically it. I mean, it's just the Broncos are playing amazing football, and I think the story of this Yeah, I mean, you can argue that it was more the Bills lost this game than the Broncos won, but the Broncos also played really well, and I don't want to take that away from them just because of all the mistakes that the Bills made.
Yeah, so I'm gonna talk about those penalties. So in like the Cooks thing, the Cooks catch, I believe on the field it was ruled an interception. I could be
Yeah,
wrong, but I looked at it, probably lean interception on that, honestly. But it's in the eye of the beholder. But the
yeah,
thing that bothered me was the pass interferences that got called on the Bills, both ones.
yeah,
Well, the first one bothered me more because I don't think that was pass interference at all. The second one, 50-50, eye of the beholder. But I only have an issue. If you're calling it during the game the whole time, that's fine. Because the players
yeah,
get a feel for it, they'll know. But when you're not calling it, and all of a sudden you start calling it, that's when I get that's when it makes me a little uneasy about this whole thing because it's like playoff football, the refs, and it's like this in the NBA too. When the playoffs come, typically let the players play. It's going to be a lot
yeah,
more physical, a lot more fast. Play like colder weather, so you know your not body's not really used to it. I like to let them play. So personally, I the second one I'm fine calling because the Bills were kind of getting choppy in the secondary. So if you called one in like the
yeah,
fourth quarter, that's fine. So the second one, that's fine because he did kind of grab him. The first one, I mean, that was a 3rd and 10 too, so it would have resulted in like a punch or a field goal. That's inexcusable. Um, and I know refs have a tough job, but like I said, you should not have to rely on the refs to win you the game. And also, the Bills, they had an opportunity to win the game in overtime. The Broncos had the ball first and they punted. All the Bills needed was a field goal to win, and they couldn't even get past like their own 20, 30-yard line. So that is my
yeah,
issue with people complaining about the refs. It's like the Rams Saints game, the 2018 NFC Championship, not to
yeah,
get too deep. The Saints, okay, the no call fine. It was 2020 going to overtime, and at the time, the overtime was the first touchdown win. The Saints had the ball in overtime, and they threw an interception. You can't get
yeah,
mad at that call. Like, same with the Bills. They had a chance to win and they didn't. It's not like they didn't have a chance. Like they had more than a chance to win. They didn't. Also, they had 5 turnovers.
yeah. I mean, there's not many more mistakes you can make than that. And I think anyone blaming this game on the refs either didn't watch before the fourth quarter or did not check the box score because there was so much more to this game than just the refing. And again, the refing was bad at the end. And what you were talking about with the consistency is exactly what I had in mind. If that's something, if this is the kind of PI you want to be calling all game, I disagree with that, but at least you're consistent. But you can't just like undermine the fundamentals of sports, which is that it's fair and it's consistent. So once you do that, as a fan, I'm kind of thinking, why am I watching this game? If for it's like when you're watching a movie and then it's a great plot, the first two acts, and you get to the third act, and then the writing just undermines everything. You think, why did I watch this movie? What was the point? If you're just gonna throw me for this curveball, that makes no sense. And that's what it felt like watching this game. And it was just a really unsatisfying end to an incredible playoff game. What I just said would be one of the best of this decade.
Yeah. And I have some thoughts. So I just want to read you some statistics real fast.
Yeah,
The so the Bills had 5 turnovers. The Broncos had one. The Broncos were +4 in turnover in the turnover ratio. Red zone attempts. The Bills went 3 for 5. The Broncos they went 1 for 4. So I mean I'll call that even. But the Broncos they tackled better. And I mean just the turnover thing. And also the Bills allowed 3 sacks.
yeah,
And it's not like Josh Allen's an easy quarterback to sack. I mean, 3 sacks against Josh Allen equals probably 6 sacks against a normal quarterback because Josh Allen's like 6'6", 250, something crazy like that. But the turnovers, I mean, you lose the turnover battle by 4. Like, I mean, I think if you lose the
yeah.
turnover battle by like 1 or 2, that's bad. But by 4, so I mean, like you said, it was the Bills kind of losing this game, not to take away from the Broncos because they played great. And Talanoa Hufanga, that safety, oh my God, one of the best defensive players in the NFL, in my opinion. I mean, he is just
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Uh,
So I think we lost you for a second. Um, but just going on,
yeah, I think we're
yeah.
breaking up a bit.
Okay, yeah, we're good now. But just going on about like the thing, Tano Ugufunga, Barron, like all the Pat Surtain, like all these guys who Pat Surtain, he got like kind of like lost on out route against Cooks. But all these guys, just incredible. I mean, the Broncos defense is incredible. That defensive coordinator, Vance Joseph deserves credit. Sean Payton deserves credit. I was worried with a young team having a bye that they were going to come in and be sloppy, but they played good. They played their tails off. So, you got any final thoughts?
No, I mean just it was a shame to watch the Bills lose. Like I was honestly rooting for them. I wanted them to win, but it's there's not much you could do when you turn the ball over 5 times. Like that is it just doesn't it's just kind of unheard of. It doesn't really happen. Well, not too unheard of because the same thing happened today with the Patriots and the Texans.
Which
So
is the game we're going to talk
it's
about
not
right
completely
now.
unheard of, but yeah, I mean, I don't have honestly, I don't have much to say about this game. It was really sloppy. It wasn't fun to watch. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, CJ Stroud wasn't great, obviously. I think everybody's thinking what we're probably going to say.
Yeah, so so when we did our playoff predictions, I had the Texans going to the Super Bowl. And but this week when we were predicting the games, I said I think the Patriots win this game. And funny enough, you changed your pick to the Texans because
Yeah,
I watched the Texans Patriots or the Texans Steelers game, sorry, last week. And when we were doing our video and you're like, yeah, the Texans they scored 30 points, but their defense was 14
yeah,
of them. And I really thought about that. And I was like, their offense hurt them more than they helped them last week. And I was like,
yeah.
the Steelers limped into the playoffs. The Patriots aren't limping into the playoffs. I mean, I mean, Stroud, inexcusable throwing 4 picks. I know one of them wasn't his fault, but still, I mean, you can't. I mean, Drake May threw a pick, but he recovered greatly. It was a sloppy, snowy game, and also the Texans couldn't get the running game going, and the Patriots were
Yeah.
very successful running the ball. I mean, Stevenson had his best game of the year. I mean, I'm looking at the stats. Woody Marks for the Texans had 14 carries for 17 yards. So I mean, if you're the Texans, investing in a really good running back wouldn't hurt this offseason.
Yeah, yeah, probably. I think this game is more indication on what the next season will be like for the Texans. It's more of an indicator for that than what it really says about either of these teams in the postseason. I mean, it wasn't again like it was just a sloppy game. There's not much to say about it. But the Patriots played well, but I didn't feel like it was that convincing. I mean, if they
Yeah,
weren't playing the Broncos next week, I wouldn't be super high on them going to the Super Bowl. But realistically, unless Denver's backup steps up, then they probably will get to the Super Bowl. And maybe next week will be a good game for them. Maybe they can play it a bit
yeah.
better and give a convincing win rather than a kind of just a like, oh well, the Texans played horribly and that kind of threw the game away for them
Yeah,
sort of
and
deal.
the NFL, it's not like college. College, you can kind of schedule your own schedule. The NFL, you play who you play. And I know people are going to
Yeah,
get mad at the Patriots for, because like they're like, oh, they had the easiest thing. They had Stroud throw 4 interceptions. Now they get to play a backup quarterback. I don't think Denver's going to be an easy out. That roster, I mean, that defense, I mean, is the best
yeah,
defense. And also, statistically, they've played the top 2 defenses in the league. They're going to play them back-to-back weeks. The Texans were number one. The Broncos are number two. So I mean, it's
yeah.
not like the Broncos defense lost their quarterback. I mean, the offense wasn't the best, anyways. But I think the defense, I mean, I could picture it being a very low scoring game in Vrabel and Josh McDaniels did, like telling Drake May, just don't turn the ball over. So, I mean, I think this like the Texans, you know, I just think they need a good running back. Extending CJ Stroud, that will be in question now too. I mean, they picked up his 5th year option, so I think if you like, I don't think you extend this offseason, make him play out next year, earn it. But yeah, I mean, if I were the Texans, maybe look, see, if Derrick Henry is available. Maybe, ask the Eagles, what maybe it would need for Saquon Barkley. Or even, I think this is my favorite one. I think and the most realistic, call the Dolphins for A-Chain. Because I think they need a
Yeah, that'd be
workhorse back.
interesting. Yeah, I think they could definitely make something work with that. There are a lot of running backs that they can, I mean, you don't really need a great running back to carry your team to the Super Bowl or, lead to playoff
I
success.
mean,
I
look
don't
at the
think that's
Chiefs. They
been
didn't have
proven
a
in recent years,
great running
except for
back in any of
Saquon.
the years.
Yeah, I mean that's really the only exception, like I said, would be the Eagles, but you could name a plethora of teams that didn't need that. But yeah, I mean it'll be really interesting to see where the Texans go from here. I mean they're kind of at that point where they're they're maybe like midway through their window, their championship window. And this offseason will be really big for them. I mean, it could be one that determines their team for the next 3 to 4 years and kind of where they can go from there. Um, but yeah, I mean, just not the greatest game ever. Not my favorite of this
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah, it was a hard watch. I mean the Patriots controlled the whole thing. I mean, I didn't even want to watch the second half,
Yeah,
but I knew we were going to record this, so I'm like I should probably watch it in case anything important
yeah.
happens. Um, the other
Well, you could
game
tell
that
I'm just. Oh, sorry, you go.
oh, you go.
I was just gonna say you could tell I'm kind of like lost for words because it was just
Oh
not
yeah.
really what I was expecting either. Not only was it sloppy, but just not what I was expecting.
All right, the next game, the splattering. I don't like this happens every time they play in the playoffs. Seahawks 41, Niners 49ers 6. 49ers simply out of gas. I mean, literally from the first play, the Seahawks returned a kick. Like, and I mean, it's
Yeah,
pretty much impossible to return it, like get a kick return touchdown on these new kickoff rules.
yeah,
Sam Darnold, I mean, I know he wasn't really tested, so you can't tell if the oblique is fine or not. 12 of 17, 124 yards. I don't think he threw a pass over 10 yards. Um,
yeah,
Kenneth Walker, kind of great game. Rashid Shaheed, I mean that what a pickup at the deadline. Um, and also a factor that I think not a lot of people are talking about, Cooper Cup. Cooper
yeah.
Cup really, really coming up like clutch in these playoffs.
Yeah, he was great. And it's kind of funny now that I mean, yeah, I guess they'll be playing against the Rams next week, which is kind of crazy.
Mhm.
That'll be a really fun matchup. But I mean, again, kind of the same thing as Texans Patriots. This game kind of was one that I don't know. Texans Patriots was close, but neither outcome really would have surprised me. But this game was just like you knew who was going to win,
Oh
and
yeah,
I
we were
think,
we were both confident, and a lot of people weren't. I got paranoid because we were confident. We were like, "Yeah, Seahawks win this, no problem," and
yeah,
everyone else was like, "Oh." But yeah, so we're not going to talk about this game much because we want to do a more in-depth review of the Seahawks in the coming days, which we will. We'll probably
yeah,
have a video out on Wednesday about that. But thank you, Finn, for joining us. I mean, rough week for Finn. He went 1 for 3, 1 and 3. I
yeah.
went 3 and 1,
It
but that's only 'cause-
happens.
but I only went 3 and 1 because I literally reversed every single original playoff prediction, I think. But yeah, no. So thank you, Finn, for joining us. And yeah, we're gonna do this again this week, and we'll have an NBA and NFL video. So have a good day. It was a good divisional round. Let's hope for a better conference championship week.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I think the games next week will prove to be more competitive. So excited for that.
All right, thank you guys.